This is Janelle, and this is my IBD Tag Challenge video. I have severe Crohn's disease, and I'm completing this video after I was invited or challenged to do it by my friends at the Crohnie Life. Hello. This is one of your friends that's going to go ahead and give some information about the disease that I live with. I actually have severe Crohn's with about 5 other autoimmune diseases. My body's tired most of the time. But what is the best part about having IBD? And for me, I have the particular one called severe Crohn's disease. The best thing about having IBD is PJs and weekend fuzzy socks. Because I have a severe illness, I don't get out very much. So I get excited over the silly things of finding really cute pajamas that are very comfy and wearing socks on my feet, especially in the wintertime. I usually go around barefoot in the summer, but I'm looking forward to the fall when I'll be able to get my warm fuzzy everything on. Very comfortable to wear pajamas and get away with it. So I can wear pajamas all day long. If I'm not going out and going to the doctor, why do I need to get dressed? Still change, because I don't like wearing them. Don't want to be stinky, and I have to follow good hygiene practices. Autoimmune diseases kind of cause that necessity. But what is the hardest part of my day? Now, for years, back when I was younger, when I was in college and high school, and when I was in the working world, I would say that the hardest part of my day was getting up in the morning and starting the day. Now that I'm older, I've become fully disabled because this disease has debilitated me. I would say that the hardest time is the wee hours of the morning and late night. I have a very hard time sleeping at night. I'm not on adequate pain control. I have what they call consistent severe pain, almost 24/7. Sometimes it's moderate. I do take some pain meds at night that are nerve medication, but I can't take the normal stuff that people would take, like ibuprofen or Aleve, because Tylenol, that's the only thing I'm allowed to take, and it doesn't do very much. And I can't do opiates or things like tramadol or oxycodone because my Crohn's has caused severe motility issues, and so we only use those really strong meds when surgery is involved. So that's the one thing I'm looking forward to, because in a few weeks I'm going in for my 13th surgery, and I told my doctor I want the pain bump. But that's another story in itself. So what is my least favorite treatments or medicine? Now, I know a lot of people are going to think, oh, you gotta hate surgery. Yeah, surgery is tough. I'm facing my 13th. I'm very high risk for surgery, but we're basically, as my one doctor said, measuring twice, and we're probably doing more than 2 measurements before we cut. But I would actually say that the worst treatment of all are preps. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever had a colonoscopy. That's basically that stuff that they try and put flavoring in, and you have to drink a whole bunch to clean yourself from end to end. And I hate those. They're a lot better than they were back in the 80s, because the first time I had one, it actually landed me in the hospital because it made me so sick. They don't hurt as much as they used to, but they still hurt. And I try and mix like lemon flavor, something in them. Sometimes in the past I've used Crystal Light. I've fallen in love with True Lemon, which has no artificial sweeteners in it. So I'm pretty sure it's going in my prep, because in a few weeks when I go in for surgery, sometime near the end of September, I'm going to be having to do a prep, hoping that I'm in the hospital for it, because basically then I don't have to do anything. I get taken care of. Those things are not fun. I have an ostomy, so that means it's like back and forth, and we won't go there because that's gross. Now, if I could choose a dance for your doctor, what would that dance be? Well, since I am facing my 13th surgery coming up, I would say that I would love to see the whole surgery team come in and wake me up in the recovery room doing the line dance. Wake Me Up by Blake Shelton. I think that would be really cool and might actually help me wake up with a smile. Don't think I'll ever see it, but I could dream, right? We all can. Now, what is the one thing you wish people knew about IBD? I know that, especially any of us that have severe Crohn's disease or UC, we've been on lots of prednisone over our lifetime. We've been on biologics. We've been on all these medicines that mess up your body. And for the first 35 years of my life, 34, I was always put on a low residue diet that was very high in carbohydrates. And I was always skinny. The only time that I gained weight was when I was put on prednisone. And basically that means that for most of my life I was starving because I couldn't absorb any calories or any nutrients. I basically had over 2 decades of severe anemia that I dealt with. And so one of my pet peeves is that people don't understand how serious Crohn's disease is. And just because someone is not skinny and has the disease does not mean that it is not serious. And just because someone is heavy set, which I definitely am right now, definitely, does not mean that I don't have Crohn's disease or that I'm faking it. I was recently put on prednisone. I don't know how many times I've taken that med. But back in November, I basically gained almost 60 pounds on the prednisone because I developed severe Cushing's syndrome, which means my body had so much cortisol in it and in the blood that I couldn't lose weight. I had the normal weight gain that people get, but even more, I still have my lovely moon face right here. And because I also was I've only been gluten-free since 2007. Before I went gluten-free, I couldn't absorb anything. But then once I went gluten-free, then all my body was able to take all these calories in and didn't know what to do with it. So my metabolism's been pretty messed up since about the fall of 2010. Once I came off of the prednisone that last time, I lost weight and then suddenly started gaining weight like crazy and had a whole bunch of other stuff that required another surgery because basically I had ovarian failure brought on by Crohn's, malnourishment, and having been on Humira. Lots of bad stuff happens to our bodies because of the medications, and I'm not the only one that has severe Crohn's who is heavy set. And that's one of the things that I think is very important for people to understand. Human beings come in all sizes, and just because we may be heavy doesn't mean that we're not sick. And whatever I eat at this stage right now, it's really good because I'm not absorbing hardly anything I eat. My nutrition levels are really bad. Doesn't look like it by looking at me, but they're not good. At least right now I'm not iron deficiency anemia. We've been able to get enough iron to be absorbed. So it does mean nutritionally I'm going to have a better chance of surviving and recovering better from my surgery. And I'm hoping I have good wound healing this time around because I've been through so much. But just like some of my friends out there on YouTube, I try and find a reason to smile every day. And consider yourself tagged. Not just if you have CF, not just if you have IBD, but if you're fighting any illness, tag you're it. Share your story and answer these questions to raise awareness with what you live with every day. Bye-bye. God bless. Hugs.